VAT stands for value added tax, and we all know at this stage it's 15%. Right. Last year we did a little bit of theory. I'm sorry I'm so boring. Okay, but let's just quickly look. VAT is one of the many forms of tax, and tax is the income of the government. Okay, so how does value added work? It literally works like this. If I am a farmer and I plant mealies, I don't know how mealies look like. I think it's like this. So I'm a farmer and I'm planting mealies, and it costs me, now I'm going to work with thousands. So it's going to feel very unreal when you get to the end and you're going to pay 700,000 for a bread. But I just want to explain something to you. So let's say this field was 100 rand for him. So he sells it at 100 rand to the miller, meaning that guy that's now going to make it into flour. Okay, so that's a mill. So this guy is not going to buy it at 100 rand. He's going to buy it at 115 rand. Right? 100 rand goes to the farmer, 15 rand goes to SARS. Now the miller goes and he makes flour. So he adds value to the mealies or the corn or whatever. So he goes and sells it to the baker. So the baker is going to have that weird height. Okay, he's going to sell it to the baker. But he wants 200 rand for it because he now added value to it. So now the baker is not going to pay 200, he's going to pay 230. Okay. Now, this guy does not have to pay 30 rand anymore. What's he going to pay? Only 15. Because he actually already paid 15 when he bought it. Does that make sense? Because in the end, SARS just want the final. Okay, you guys with me? So in other words, he's only paying the value added tax. Let's go again. When he bought, he paid 15 rand tax, VAT, which the farmer paid to SARS. So SARS already got 15 rand. Ne? Now, when this guy pays, he pays 30 rand. He does not have to, in the end, SARS just wants 30 rand. 15 rand is already lying there. So he's just going to pay extra 15 rand. That's where the word value added comes from. Okay. Now, the baker bakes bread and he's going to sell it to the shop. Here's the shop. Checkers. Okay. So now, he adds value by baking a bread. So now, he wants 300 rand for the bread. So, the shop, Checkers, is not going to pay 300. He's going to pay 345 rand. You see, the VAT. How much does SARS want? 45 rand. How much has already been paid for him? 15 by the farmer, 15 by the miller. So in other words, this guy is also just giving him 15. He's just paying the VAT on the value that was added, meaning the 100. You guys get it? So now comes Mr. Consumer, you and me. We are very hungry, we want bread. So he adds value. That value is actually called profit. So he wants a profit. So he wants 400. But I am not going to pay 400. I'm going to pay 460. How much does SARS want? 60. How much is short? 15. Can you see everybody in the row can claim back actually what they already paid, except the customer. In the end, the customer carries the whole burden. You get what I'm saying? And this is where we get what we call input and output VAT. So let's quickly understand. Input is my buying VAT. So when I buy something, the price that I pay includes the VAT. So input VAT would be your CPJ, CJ, CAJ. This is all your buying. Okay. Output VAT is what I take out. So this is when I sell. So if this baker sells 2 checkers, he gets 345. He's allowed to keep 300. But Sash needs to get 45. You see? That's the output VAT. So that would be my sales. All the things where I receive money would be output VAT. Because in the end it's going to, let's look at the baker. So if I look at Sash and I'm doing the books of the baker, ne? The baker owes Sash 45 rand. Am I right? Ne? But when he bought the flour, he already paid 30 rand VAT to the mill. You guys get me? So in other words, he can claim the 30 rand back, and that's why he only pays 15. Are you guys not fine? Okay, talk to me. Yes. So everybody can claim back, because if you look at the theory there, I don't know where it says, yes, there. What is a registered VAT vendor? So if you earn the first time your sales hits 1 million, by law you have to be registered, you have to go and register for VAT. I think they now up it a little bit. I'm not sure, I will go Google. But it's stayed 1 million because it means the government makes more money. Because just think of it, if we so you get to the point where you have to start paying VAT over to SARS at a faster point, because most shops make 1 million. Okay, so once you hit 1 million, you have to register for VAT. But once you're registered for VAT, you can claim back the VAT that you paid. So in other words, I'm a shop. I buy stock. I buy stock at Makro. I can keep the invoices and I can claim back the VAT I paid to Makro. You see? I sell the stuff, ne? I need to pay over the VAT my customers pay me. So now I work out a little sum. The VAT which I got from the customer, less that which I'm going to claim back, that is what I owe SARS. You see? But a consumer can't do that. So everybody can do it in the chain. The farmer can do it, the miller, the baker, checkers. But me as a consumer are not a VAT registered vendor. So I can't claim back. But they are, if they are VAT registered, they can claim the VAT they already paid to other places. They can claim it back. Yes. They sell this thing for 200 they have daily tax. Yes. So basically pays 215. Then she sells it to another one. She adds VAT. She adds VAT. But she can claim back the 250 she paid for me. Can I quickly show you? You don't have to be able to do the books at this stage, but if you go further in any form of bookkeeping, VAT has to be included in everything. Now let me show you sales. Can you stop talking and just listen? So if I look at sales, and I look at bank, so sales will go with VAT output, which is a liability, because I need to pay it over to SARS. Right. So in other words, If I sell the goods for 100 rand, ne? 15 rand must go to SARS. I will receive 115. You guys see that? Let's go again. So the shop gets 115 because the price is VAT included when he sells. But he can only pocket 100. The other 15 he needs to pay over to SARS. Ne? Same thing if I buy. Let's say I buy equipment. And there's bank. And now I have to pay VAT. So it's VAT input, which is an asset because I can claim it back. So now when I buy the equipment is 1,000 rand. Am I going to pay 1,000? No, I'm going to pay 150 because of that. But that 150 I can claim back. Now let's say this is the total sum of all my books. I'm going to do a T, and this is the T that I'm going to teach you. It's the VAT control thingy. And the VAT control, I'm going to close off the VAT output and the VAT input. Now can you see at this stage, I paid more VAT than I had to pay over. Can you see now SARS owes me? You see that? And because the credit side is my VAT, what makes my owing to SARS more. The debit side is what makes my owing to SARS less. I'm claiming back that equipment that I bought the VAT. But I only sold 100 rand, so I only owe SARS 15 rand. Because my shop was only open for 2 seconds. Can you see, this is how a lot of businesses survived during COVID. Because they claimed back VAT even though they couldn't sell. They could claim back VAT from all the stuff they bought, all the stock they bought. So now if we work this out, can you see this side is going to be 135. So VAT is negative, meaning SARS owes me 135. Now you're not going to claim. So what's going to happen is you're not going to pay that 15. They're going to owe you 135. So it's like, okay. So tax works like this. You pay tax all the time. So when I work on my salary, I pay every month. But once a year, when the tax year of the government closes, I need to fill in a tax return. And on the tax return will be shown how much pay have I paid this year. Then they want to know how much extra income I made to calculate the tax on that. If I had any interest that I earned, because I need to pay tax on that. But also, if I had medical claims, for instance, that I had to pay myself, my medical aid didn't pay, then I can claim that VAT back. If I had an annuity, a pension annuity, they actually rebate me 26% of my contribution for the year, and then they do a scale thing, and then they pay you back. Does that make sense? And VAT works on the same principle. So every month you need to do a pay over of VAT at least every 2 months. Okay? So every 2 months you're going to do a reconciliation in a VAT control T and see if you owe SARS or if SARS owes you. But you still need to fill in all the documents. You have to send in the documents, give the claims. Because now remember, that 150 that I paid for my equipment, ne? I didn't pay it to SARS. I paid it to Makro. Makro paid it to SARS. And that's why I can claim it back. You see? Because I'm a VAT registered vendor. If I'm not registered as a VAT vendor, I can't claim it back. That's why me and you as a consumer can't claim back VAT at all, because we're not VAT registered, except for medical expenses. So everybody sharp. I see I am extremely boring.
Yes.
But let's go on. I'm not going to stop, because next week I see you 2 days. In other words, I see you Tuesday and Wednesday. And Friday you're writing about this. So can we get serious? Okay, let's go on. So, what's important to remember is you have what we call VAT exempted, VAT excluded, whatever. No, there's a lot of things. So let's quickly look. They say the first thing is, let me just read here, taxable 2 types, namely standard rate. So your standard rate is the 15%. Then they say there's a zero rate and there's an exempt. So there's 3. Standard rate, zero rate, exempt. So zero rate can change. They can decide. Every year the Minister of Finance will decide what is zero rated. Okay, but let's go on. So, zero rated is with the idea that we are helping less privilege. Okay? So you will see it would be things like, if you look here, such things as eggs. You will not know it because the price on the shelf doesn't show if it's VAT included, ne? You just see the selling price and you buy. But you don't pay VAT on eggs. Did you know that? Girls, did you know that you do not pay VAT on any sanitary products? Because they think they are helping us tremendously. Look here, on some maize meal. Now if I look at maize meal, would it be the quick one that with the banana flavor, which by the way I'm totally addicted to? No, it won't. Have you never heard that lekker pap? Okay, let's go on. May I go on? So in other words, this exempted stuff will be on the most basics. Okay? So if they say it's on brown bread, ne? It would be those brown bread that the cafe bake himself that you have to go put in the machine that cuts it. It's not cut. It won't be the sun bake. It won't be the Albany. It's not those ones. Those ones will be vetted. If they say it's not vetted on fruit and veg is not vetted, but it means fresh fruit and veg. The moment they cut it up and put it in plastics or they freeze it, it's vetted. Because now it's a product that's been put value added to. You guys get what I'm saying? Okay. So, exempt things. Exempt things is things that is not vetted at all. That would be, and you have to know your list. That would be, so here's your zero rate. Ne? Here's your exempted. You can, the heading isn't there, but this is my exempt. And that would be your school fees. Or let's quickly go through all of them. It's your financial services. So, interest earned for the provision of credit. So your bank does not pay tax on the interest on loan that you pay. That is not vetted. Okay? Be careful. Don't say interest that you earn is vetted. It is taxed. In other words, but it's not VATed, it's another tax that you pay. It's seen as an extra income, but it's not VATed, but it's taxed. But interest on loan, for instance, is not. Your life insurance can't be VATed. Your annuity, pension, can't be VATed. If I donate goods to a non-profit, it can't be VATed. If I'm renting, it can't be VATed. But can you see there, holiday accommodation is VATed. So if I go to Durban and I stay in a hotel, it's VATed. If I stay here at home and I'm renting and this is where I live, it's not VATed. Your transport, taxis, buses, trains, not VATed. But if you fly, it's VATed, ne? You can go look at your airplane tickets, it's VATed. And you know what? You also pay airport tax. Yes. Yeah. So next time they say it's VAT inclusive, you say yes, please exclude it. It's not necessary. Educational services, so your schools, you don't pay VAT. Child care services, I think that's included, but with educational. Your care centers, that's not VATed. Okay, you can go through this list, because what they like to do, so I just want to do all the theory today. So it's important for a business, if you register, please listen, if you register, you get way more in the sense that you can claim back. Okay? Now, you can register as a VAT vendor even before you make $1 million. But once you make your first $1 million, you can't unregister. Even if you make only like 10 Rand